Imagine waking up one morning and reaching for your phone, only to find it's completely dead. Not just out of battery, but utterly unresponsive. The screen remains black, offering no comforting glow, no buzzing notifications, just a cold, silent void. You glance around, noticing a similar stillness in the world outside your window, an eerie quiet that feels unsettlingly wrong. Turning on the TV, you're met with static, a blizzard of white noise where familiar faces and voices should be. Flipping through channels yields nothing but the same frustrating hiss, a digital ghost mocking your search for connection. This isn't a temporary glitch or a local outage. This is something far more profound, a complete and irreversible disconnection. The internet, the invisible web that binds our modern world together, has vanished without a trace, gone forever. No WhatsApp, no TikTok, no Gojek, no Netflix, no Google. The cornerstones of our digital lives have crumbled into dust. Panic begins to simmer as the realization dawns. The digital world as we know it has ceased to exist. This video opens with this gripping hook, plunging viewers into a world suddenly devoid of its digital lifeblood. We're not just talking about a minor inconvenience. This is a catastrophic event with far-reaching consequences. Prepare to delve into a dramatic exploration of what happens when the invisible superpower we rely on vanishes completely. First, let's briefly explain the scientific foundation of the internet. A complex network of interconnected systems. Think of it as a vast global nervous system, with servers acting as the brain, processing and distributing information. Undersea cables, stretching across the ocean floor, serve as the arteries carrying data at lightning speed. Satellites orbiting high above act as the eyes, relaying signals and connecting remote corners of the world. Massive data centers, humming with activity, store and manage the vast quantities of information we access every day. Without this intricate network functioning, digital communication grinds to a halt, triggering a cascade of devastating consequences. Now, let's rewind and focus on the immediate aftermath. Day 1, hour 1, minute 1 of the internet apocalypse. The first moments are marked by confusion and disbelief, a collective head scratching as people try to understand what's happening. People instinctively reach for their phones, only to find lifeless screens staring back at them, unresponsive and cold. No buzzing notifications vying for attention, no endless scrolling through social media feeds, just a deafening silence. WhatsApp messages fail to send, hanging in the digital ether, forever undelivered, lost in the void. TikTok videos refuse to load, leaving users stranded in a world without viral dances and fleeting trends. Gojek drivers are stranded, unable to receive orders, their livelihoods suddenly jeopardized by the digital blackout. Netflix displays an error message, a cruel reminder of our entertainment cravings, mocking our desire for escapism. And Google, the all-knowing oracle, the source of all answers, offers only a blank page, a symbol of our collective ignorance. The initial shock quickly morphs into widespread panic, a growing sense of unease as the reality of the situation sinks in. Communication lines are severed, leaving people isolated and disoriented, cut off from their digital lifelines. The digital world, once vibrant and bustling, falls eerily silent, a ghost town of abandoned websites and disconnected devices. Imagine the chaos at a local coffee shop, the scene of countless morning rituals and caffeine-fueled conversations. The cashier stares blankly at the defunct POS system, its screen frozen, unable to process transactions, rendering it useless. No transactions can be processed, no lattes can be purchased, no caffeine fixes can be obtained, leaving customers frustrated and jittery. The barista sighs, remembering the days of cash registers and handwritten orders, a simpler time before the digital takeover. Meanwhile, banks face an unprecedented crisis, their systems crippled, their operations paralyzed, their future uncertain. ATMs become useless metal boxes, standing silent and empty, unable to dispense cash, fueling anxieties about financial security. Online transfers are impossible. grinding the flow of money to a halt, threatening the entire financial system with collapse. The stock markets crash, businesses crumble, and economic uncertainty reigns supreme, casting a dark shadow over the global economy. Supermarkets become battlegrounds. As supplies dwindle, shelves are emptied, and panic buying ensues, revealing the fragility of our supply chains. Delivery trucks are unable to navigate without GPS, becoming lost and stranded, unable to replenish dwindling stocks, exacerbating the crisis. Shelves are quickly emptied as people hoard essential goods, driven by fear and uncertainty, revealing the primal instinct for survival. The price of food skyrockets, leaving many struggling to afford basic necessities, highlighting the inequalities in our society. Hospitals face a nightmare scenario, their systems crippled, their data inaccessible, their ability to provide care severely compromised. Patient records are inaccessible, leaving doctors and nurses scrambling to find alternative solutions, relying on memory and intuition. Critical medical equipment malfunctions, unable to connect to the network, jeopardizing patient lives and straining resources. Doctors and nurses scramble to find alternative solutions, relying on their training and ingenuity to overcome the technological void. The emergency services are overwhelmed, struggling to respond to calls for help, hampered by the lack of communication and coordination. Airports descend into chaos. Flights are grounded, control towers are blind, and travelers are stranded, desperately seeking information. Flights are grounded, stranding passengers in terminals, creating a logistical nightmare and fueling frustration and anger. Control towers are blind, unable to track planes or guide them safely, rendering air travel impossible and dangerous. Travelers are stranded, desperately seeking information, unsure of when they can resume their journeys, trapped in a state of limbo. The world shrinks as global connectivity vanishes. Borders seem to thicken, and communication becomes a challenge, isolating communities. The internet, once a seamless web connecting billions, becomes a distant memory, a relic of a bygone era, a symbol of what we have lost. The first day without the internet is a stark reminder of our dependence, a wake-up call to the fragility of our digital existence. A world unplugged, disconnected, and utterly unprepared, forced to confront its vulnerabilities and adapt to a new reality. The digital age has ended, abruptly and unexpectedly, leaving us stranded in a world without its familiar comforts and conveniences. The analog era has begun, a return to simpler times, a rediscovery of forgotten technologies, a forced embrace of the past. But what happens next? How will humanity adapt to this new reality? What will the future hold in this post-internet world? The implications are far-reaching, touching every aspect of our lives, from communication and commerce to healthcare and education. The challenges are immense, requiring ingenuity, resilience, and a willingness to embrace change in the face of unprecedented adversity. The future is uncertain, shrouded in mystery, filled with both peril and possibility, a blank canvas upon which we must paint a new reality. This is just the beginning of the end, the first chapter in a story of survival, adaptation, and the enduring human spirit, or perhaps the beginning of something new, a chance to rebuild, to reconnect, to create a better world, free from the shackles of technology. Let's explore the consequences that ripple outward. Within 24 hours of the internet's disappearance, ATMs fail, screens go dark, and cash becomes king once more. The familiar hum of the machine ceases, replaced by an eerie silence, a stark reminder of our dependence on digital infrastructure. People scramble to withdraw cash, forming long lines outside banks, driven by fear and uncertainty about the future of the financial system. Banks can't transfer money, and commerce grinds to a halt, disrupting supply chains and threatening the stability of the global economy. Global trade seizes up, and financial systems teeter on the brink as businesses struggle to adapt to the offline world and navigate the new reality. Food prices skyrocket as supply chains collapse, leaving shelves bare and anxieties high as people struggle to afford basic necessities. Panic buying ensues, and the basic necessities become scarce commodities, triggering social unrest and highlighting the inequalities in our society. A week later, governments scramble to revert to analog systems, dusting off forgotten technologies and rediscovering old skills. Old manuals are pulled from storage, filled with instructions for operating outdated equipment, a testament to a bygone era. Forgotten skills are suddenly vital, as people relearn how to navigate without GPS, communicate without email, and conduct business without the internet. Radio crackles back to life, becoming a vital source of information and connection, providing a lifeline to a world plunged into digital darkness. Paper becomes currency again, as electronic transactions become impossible, forcing people to rely on physical money and barter systems. Landline phones ring incessantly as people rediscover the art of voice communication, forging personal connections in a world without digital distractions. Communication reverts to older methods, a slower, more deliberate pace, forcing people to engage in face-to-face interactions and rediscover the value of human connection. The digital silence is deafening, a stark contrast to the constant noise of the online world, forcing people to confront their thoughts and emotions. The business world crumbles, with marketplaces vanishing overnight, leaving digital storefronts dark and businesses struggling to survive. Supply chains break down as businesses struggle to adapt to the offline world, facing logistical challenges and economic uncertainty. E-commerce becomes a distant memory as online shopping becomes impossible, forcing people to return to brick-and-mortar stores and rediscover the joys of physical browsing. Crypto wallets turn to useless code as digital currencies lose their value, highlighting the risks of relying on intangible assets. Streaming services fade to black as online entertainment becomes unavailable, forcing people to find alternative forms of recreation and entertainment. Digital assets become worthless as the digital world collapses, highlighting the importance of tangible possessions and real-world skills. The entertainment landscape changes dramatically as people rediscover the joys of reading, playing board games, and engaging in face-to-face interactions. Surprisingly, social depression rates plummet as people rediscover the art of face-to-face interaction, escaping the pressures of the online world. The constant connectivity fades, and people begin to engage in real-world activities, spending time outdoors, pursuing hobbies, and connecting with their communities. Human connection blossoms anew, replacing digital detachment with genuine empathy and understanding as people rediscover the value of human relationships. Conversations deepen, and relationships strengthen in the absence of online distractions, fostering a sense of community and belonging. However, major problems emerge as hospitals lose patient databases, plunging healthcare into disarray and jeopardizing patient lives. Medical records vanish, and doctors struggle to access critical patient information, hindering their ability to provide effective treatment. Treatment becomes challenging, and the healthcare system faces unprecedented obstacles as medical professionals struggle to adapt to the offline world. Digital maps disappear, leaving travelers stranded and cities uncharted, making navigation a challenge and disrupting transportation systems. Navigation becomes a challenge, and people rely on old-fashioned paper maps, compasses, and their own sense of direction to find their way. Lost and confused, people struggle to find their way in a world without GPS, highlighting our dependence on technology and our lack of basic survival skills. Weather forecasting becomes unreliable, unleashing unpredictable storms upon unprepared populations, causing widespread damage and disruption. Predictions become inaccurate, and communities are caught off guard by severe weather events, highlighting the importance of preparedness and resilience. The lack of reliable forecasts leads to widespread disruption and damage, as people are unable to prepare for storms, floods, and other natural disasters. Air transportation descends into chaos as planes struggle to navigate without digital guidance, grounding flights and stranding passengers. Flights are grounded, and airports become crowded with stranded passengers, creating logistical nightmares and fueling frustration and anger. Pilots struggle to navigate, relying on outdated methods and their own skills to fly safely, highlighting the risks of air travel in a world without the internet. The skies, once crisscrossed with contrails, become eerily silent, a testament to the vanished network and the disruption of global transportation. The absence of air traffic creates an unsettling calm, a reminder of the world's interconnectedness and the fragility of our systems. The world is thrown into turmoil, a stark reminder of our dependence on the invisible superpower and the consequences of its absence. As hospitals struggled and planes fell from the sky, a year crawled by, marked by hardship, adaptation, and the enduring human spirit. The world was irrevocably changed, split into two distinct paths, each with its own challenges and opportunities. Some cities, clinging to the past, reverted to paper-based systems, struggling to adapt to the offline world and maintain their functionality. They struggled to adapt, dust gathering on forgotten ledgers, as businesses and governments grappled with the challenges of managing information without digital tools. Others, desperate for connection, began a frantic race against time, pouring resources into creating localized versions of the internet. Nations poured resources into creating localized versions of the internet, investing in infrastructure and technology to restore digital connectivity. Small, isolated networks bloomed, fragile flowers in a concrete desert, providing a glimmer of hope in a world plunged into digital darkness. Each network, a tiny island in a vast ocean of disconnectedness, struggling to connect with other networks and rebuild the global internet. But there was a twist, an unexpected consequence of this digital dark age, a silver lining amidst the chaos and disruption. Without the constant connectivity, the endless scroll, buzzing notifications, humanity began to rediscover something it had almost forgotten: happiness. People looked up from their empty screens and saw each other, truly saw each other, engaging in face-to-face interactions and forging genuine connections. Conversations replaced comments, shared experiences replaced curated feeds, as people rediscovered the joys of human interaction and real-world experiences. The relentless pressure to stay connected, informed, relevant, lifted like a fog, freeing people from the anxieties of the online world. There was more time for simple pleasures, moments previously overlooked, as people slowed down and appreciated the beauty of the world around them. A walk in the park, sunlight warming skin, laughter echoing in the air, simple joys that had been overshadowed by the digital world. A home-cooked meal, savored slowly, each bite a small celebration, a reminder of the importance of nourishing our bodies and souls. A face-to-face conversation with a friend, genuine connection, unfiltered joy, a reminder of the power of human relationships. The weight of the digital world, once so heavy, now a distant memory, replaced by a sense of lightness and freedom. But this newfound happiness came at a steep price, a hidden cost, a trade-off between digital convenience and human connection. Civilization, reliant on the internet's invisible infrastructure, regressed, losing access to knowledge, technology, and global communication. It was a slow decline, a gradual erosion of progress, as the world struggled to adapt to the offline world and maintain its advancements. Medical advancements stalled, research papers unshared, knowledge lost, hindering progress in healthcare and scientific discovery. Scientific progress slowed, experiments unfinished, discoveries delayed, as researchers struggled to collaborate and share information. Global communication fractured, understanding diminished, empathy strained, as the world became more isolated and divided. The world became smaller, more isolated, more vulnerable than before, as the loss of the internet eroded the foundations of global cooperation and understanding. Borders seemed to thicken, misunderstandings festered, tensions rose, as the lack of communication fueled conflict and mistrust. The video concludes with a stark realization: the internet is an invisible superpower, its importance only truly appreciated when it's gone. Its absence reshaped society, molded it, defined it, creating a new world with both beautiful and terrifying consequences. A double-edged sword, capable of both creation and destruction, offering both convenience and connection, but also dependence and vulnerability. The final message leaves viewers pondering the question, a seed of doubt planted, a challenge to consider our relationship with technology. If the internet disappeared, what would you do first? In those first few moments, what would your immediate reaction be? What would you miss the most? What would you try to save? What aspects of your digital life would you mourn? It was a question to spark discussion, reflection on our dependence, a prompt to examine our reliance on the internet, a question to make us think about what we value, what we might lose, forcing us to confront our priorities in a world without the internet. A question to make us appreciate the invisible threads that connect us all, highlighting the importance of human connection and global cooperation. The world had changed, irrevocably. The digital age, a distant dream replaced by a new reality with its own challenges and opportunities. Some found peace in the silence, a quiet respite from the noise, embracing the simplicity of the offline world. Others yearned for the digital noise, the constant stimulation, the endless stream, missing the convenience and connection of the internet. But one thing was certain, life would never be the same, never return to normal, forever marked by the absence of the internet. The internet was more than just a convenience. It was a part of us, an integral aspect of our lives and our society, an extension of our minds, a reflection of our souls, a window to the world, shaping our thoughts, our relationships, and our understanding of the world. And its absence left a hole that nothing else could fill, an emptiness that lingered, a constant reminder of what we had lost. The question lingered, unanswered, hanging in the air like a digital ghost, haunting our thoughts and challenging our assumptions. A haunting reminder of what we had lost, what we had taken for granted, urging us to appreciate the value of connection and communication. What would you do? How would you cope? Where would you turn in a world without the internet? The answers remained elusive, hidden in the depths of our own digital souls, requiring introspection and a willingness to confront our dependence on technology. The future uncertain, the path ahead unclear, the world forever changed, leaving us to navigate a new reality with both hope and trepidation. The silence was deafening, the darkness profound, the possibilities endless, challenging us to create a new future in the absence of the internet. What would you do? The question echoed in the void, a challenge, an invitation, a plea, urging us to consider our place in a world without the internet. The world waited, holding its breath, for an answer that may never come, a silent testament to the power of connection and the fragility of our digital world. The internet was gone, but the questions it raised remained, forever etched in the collective consciousness of humanity, a silent testament to the power of connection and the fragility of our digital world, urging us to appreciate the value of human relationships and global cooperation. What would you do? The question lingered, a haunting reminder of what we had lost, and a challenge to create a better future. The video fades to black, leaving the audience to contemplate the question and consider the implications of a world without the internet. The screen remains black for a moment, allowing the audience to fully absorb the message and reflect on their own relationship with technology. Then, the title card appears. What if the internet suddenly disappeared forever? The title card lingers for a few seconds, reinforcing the central theme of the video and prompting viewers to share their thoughts in the comments. Finally, the channel logo appears, Perna Mikir, encouraging viewers to subscribe and explore other thought-provoking content. The video ends with a call to action, urging viewers to leave their answers to the question in the comment section. This encourages engagement and sparks a conversation about the potential consequences of an internet blackout. The video is designed to be thought-provoking and engaging, prompting viewers to consider their own dependence on the internet. It aims to raise awareness about the potential risks of relying too heavily on technology and to encourage a more balanced approach to digital life. The dramatic visuals and cinematic music create a sense of urgency and importance, drawing viewers into the story and making them think. The fast cuts and zoom in, out techniques keep the video dynamic and engaging, preventing viewers from losing interest. The dark blue and red warning colors create a sense of danger and urgency, highlighting the potential risks of an internet blackout. The floating texts, such as "System down, no signal, and offline world," reinforces the message and adds to the dramatic effect. The glitch SFX, digital error beeps, and static radio sounds create a sense of realism and immersion, making viewers feel like they are experiencing the internet blackout firsthand. The overall tone of the video is serious, but also inquisitive, prompting viewers to ask questions and think critically about the topic. The ending is designed to be thought-provoking, leaving viewers with a lingering sense of unease and a desire to learn more. The video is targeted at a broad audience with a focus on teenagers and adults, aiming to spark a viral conversation on TikTok and YouTube. The goal is to create content that is both informative and entertaining, prompting viewers to think critically about the world around them. The video is designed to be a valuable resource for anyone who wants to learn more about the internet and its potential impact on society. It aims to promote digital literacy and encourage a more responsible approach to technology use. The video is a testament to the power of storytelling to educate and inspire, prompting viewers to think, question, and engage with the world around them. It is a call to action, urging viewers to take responsibility for their digital lives and to work towards a more sustainable and equitable future. The video ends with a final fade to black, leaving viewers with a lasting impression and a renewed appreciation for the power and fragility of the internet.